Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Alright, it's time to drop eggs on the floor and hopefully feed these yearling West-Sunda Island pit vipers. Yep, that looks like it's feeding. These are yearlings. They were born in May of 22, a little bit more than yearlings. Remember, these were started with the arduous process of cannula feeding them baby food. Then they switched to geckos, and then eventually I got them feeding on fuzzy mice. They're still quite skittish, of course, so we're going to just take a quick peek at them and do what we need to do and move on. There's 3 of these guys. Oh, no question about it. You wanted that, huh? Look at that color. Those are just amazing. I'm sad though that we didn't get any green ones from Big Blue, but she was bred with a Big Blue, well, she's big and blue herself, and she bred with a male that was also blue. So, are we surprised? No, not really, just disappointed. These are the remainders. We homed, sold off a lot of the others. I think there was like 12 or so. Now, these are the ones that were born not very long ago. And this particular one is the only one that started off on pink mice. And that's what she does. She just taps it. And she seems to eat them, so we're not going to disturb her. These are a month old. Now these other 2 clowns are a different story. We're not feeding them by giving them cannula food. Since I have some geckos, we're starting them off geckos, which is actually a fairly sizable meal for them. Because these are little tykes. But as you can see, it works. And it's a good day when I don't have to wrap my fingers around their little pointy heads. It'll eat it. It's just got all weirded out by the vibration of the drawer opening. Let me find one for this one. Not the same size. Try to get the scrawnier geckos for it. Alright, well, I'll leave it. You'll eat it, maybe. It's embarrassed because it fell. Alright, so there's one more critter to feed in here, and that's the sandworm. He is somewhere in his hideout there. We will probe and see if we can find him. And hopefully don't play snake hockey like we did that one day. Like probing for landmines. Really, oh, I see a coil back there. Alright, look. We went through this before. Don't get weirded out and bite the hook. He came up like a sandworm, just, you know, out of the movie Dune, and then disappeared when he didn't get a mouthful of a gecko. But he's bitten the tongues before. So we're gonna have to go diving for a sandworm. Here you go. Okay, you got him by the arm. Now, you guys don't see these guys because they're fossorial, which means that they hide under the leaf litter and ground. But these are Angolan garter snakes. They're lapids. We have no idea what their venom does, although I have friends from Africa that report that, yeah, these will give you a nasty little bite with some neurotoxic symptomology and stuff. That may require you to spend some time in the emergency department for support, but there's no anti-venom that's effective, and it seems that they're mostly postsynaptic neurotoxins, and your body will rid yourself of those. It will just take some time. But they're a very cool species. You don't see them often. Even when you have them, you don't see them often because they're under the substrate all the time. So you sometimes have to probe and get the little blighter to come out. In this case, he got the gecko by the arm, and we're going to close this now and let him do his thing, and we will feed the female, who actually does eat mice sometimes. She's a very picky eater, but we'll offer her something to eat, and you don't go probing for it because you just upset her and she doesn't eat then. So that's the baby Insularis and the Angolan garter snakes. Well, Thud is at the door begging, trying to escape to get his treat. Hi. Relax. Relax. Yeah, see? That's why you don't touch him when he's in feed mode, because he thinks everything is food. So we'll just put Mr. Thud right there. And now while his mouth is occupied, he's not going to release that. And just clean his water dish. And then Thud takes a while to eat. So we will feed Mr. Boomslang, who was just at the door looking out. I'll be right back.
There you are.
Water culvers seem to be very slow eaters. They're not like boomslangs that just inhale it. So we're going to shut this for now, because it'll take them a couple of minutes to eat that, and we'll go visit with our friend the boomslang. A bit about the boomslang. Now I recently did a video feeding Mr. Boomslang. He looks rather foul today, so who knows how this is going to go. He was looking out, hopefully. Somebody commented that boom slangs need to sort of get a hold of you and chew on you. That is not true. Well, this is defensive behavior. He's not interested. He's being what we commonly call an asshole. So he's not going to get anything to eat today. So we'll leave this for Thud there, who's finishing it up. Boom slangs can open their mouths really, really wide. You know, normally your average snake can maybe open their mouth this much or this much. Boom slangs can open their mouths this much. And the fangs are not at the rear of the mandible where you would think they would be. They're just under the eye. And you know, if you've seen previous videos where I featured Mr. Boomslang and I've brought the camera up close where I've watched him sort of masticate and move the mouse into his mouth, you can see those fangs. They're right below the eyes. They're movable. All he really needs to do when he's in, you know, in venomating mode is just open his mouth wide and just plant them on any part of your body, and you're envenomated. You might have a dry bite, you might have a wet bite, but boom slang venom is something that you don't really want to mess around with because once it gets a head of steam, the venom will damage a lot of your organs, especially your kidneys, which you need. A bite from a boom slang, if you show any early signs of envenomation, and get at least a vial of antivenin on board. That would be my suggestion, because the consequences of letting one of those envenomations get out of control is potentially very lethal and threatening, and it will make you assume room temperature.